Today, we're not just going to talk about buildings, we're going to talk about beings. We're going to look at the secret life of a house, and we're going to see it through the language that it speaks best, the language of energy and physics. This is its story.
So let's just jump right in. What if, and I mean really think about this, what if the place you're sitting in right now wasn't just shelter? What if it was actually alive?
Forget about the wood and the wire for a second. Instead, imagine its walls are its skin. The furnace, that's its heart. And the vents, well, those are its lungs. Because believe it or not, every single day it's performing this incredible biological ballet just for you.
Okay, so its first job, its biggest, most constant job is just staying warm, right? Just like us, a house has to bundle up and protect itself from the cold. It needs a really good winter coat.
And this isn't something that just happens. No, it's an active fight every single day. Heat is constantly trying to escape to anywhere that's colder. Your house is literally the fortress holding it back. But, every fortress has its weak spots.
So when you see a formula like this, don't tune out. This isn't just math. Think of it like the house is diagnosing itself. It's figuring out, okay, where am I losing the battle? It's calculating exactly how much of that precious warmth is slipping out through its skin. The windows, the walls, the roof.
And look at that last part, that temperature difference. That's everything. It's the whole game. The colder it gets outside, the more that warmth inside is just desperate to escape. And that means the house's heart, its furnace, has to work so much harder to keep you cozy.
And it's not just the walls either. A house can lose a surprising amount of heat right through its foundation. So this formula, it's basically the house checking its feet, making sure it's not getting cold feet from that chilly ground underneath.
Okay, but a house can't just be a perfectly sealed box, right? That wouldn't be healthy, not for you and not for the house itself. It has to breathe. And, well, this is where things get a little more interesting.
So a house really takes two completely different kinds of breaths. On one hand, you've got infiltration. Think of these as accidental, little leaky gasps, through tiny cracks. They're like unwanted guests who just steal your warmth. But then, on the other hand, you have ventilation. That's the good stuff. That's the deep, cleansing breath the house takes on purpose to bring in fresh air.
And this formula? This is how the house figures out just how much those unwanted guests are costing it. Every single draft, every little leak, it's like a tiny thief. And this equation, it's adding up everything they've managed to steal. But here's the thing. Even a good, healthy breath has a price tag. When the house deliberately brings in that crisp, cold, fresh air, it's got to spend energy to warm it up, right? So you don't get a chill. And this formula right here, that's what calculates the energy bill for that breath of fresh air.
All right, so let's recap. The house knows where it's losing heat through its skin, down at its foundation, and with every breath it takes. So now it has to pull all that information together and come up with a battle plan for the day.
It's almost like the house starts each day by writing itself a little to-do list, a mission briefing. It's like a promise, saying, okay, to keep you warm, this is everything I have to get done today. And that to-do list, it looks something like this. Number 1, defend the skin. Number 2, warm up the foundation. 3, gotta fight off all those little drafty thieves. And 4, pay the energy bill for breathing in that fresh air. When you add all of that up, that is its total mission. The total amount of heat it needs to create to win the day.
So once that mission is crystal clear, the house sends an order straight to its heart, the furnace. And this formula, this is that order. It's saying, all right, furnace, based on the whole battle plan, this is exactly how much warm air you need to pump through the veins of this house to keep us comfortable.
But wait, there's more. A truly smart house doesn't just work hard, it works smart. It knows that every time it breathes out, it's exhaling something really precious, warmth.
So, what if it could actually do something with that? I mean, what if instead of just dumping all that warm, stale air outside into the cold, it could somehow capture that energy and reuse it?
Well, guess what? It totally can't. And this formula right here, think of it like the house's report card. It's giving itself a grade on how good it is at recycling the heat from the air it breathes out. And obviously, a higher grade means way less wasted energy.
And you'd be surprised how good a grade a modern healthy home can get. We're talking about capturing and reusing up to 80% of the heat from the air it breathes out. I mean, come on, that is just incredibly smart.
And this is the payoff. This is the reward for being so clever. This final little bit of math calculates the grand prize, the total amount of energy the house saved.
It's the difference between what it would have spent and the much smaller amount it actually spent, all thanks to some clever recycling.
So let's just take a step back and look at this amazing story we've just uncovered. We've seen a house that wears a coat to protect its skin. It manages its breathing, both the good and the bad. It calculates its entire daily mission down to the last detail. And then it even recycles its own energy just to be smarter. It's incredible.
You see, all of these numbers, all these formulas, they're not just boring engineering. They're the biography of a living, breathing thing that is working tirelessly, day in and day out, just to take care of you. So the next time you're home and you feel a little draft or you hear the furnace kick on, just stop for a second and ask yourself, what story is my home trying to tell me right now?